Good morning. Welcome to Goodwill Commodities. In this video presentation, we are going to see how we can trade in MCX crude oil for this week. Before looking into that, let us see what happened last week and what we expected last week. This is a weekly video analysis, and for this we are using 1 hour chart. Whenever I place the cursor on any particular candlestick, you can see the date and time below. This blue color vertical line indicates the weekly price opening, which shows that last week, that was on 9th of December, the price opened near 5980s. What we expected last week was we expected crude has got the potential to stay in uptrend, having 5960 as one of the major support zone, and also we know the price was trading above our moving average also. Now let us see what happened after that. On Monday, after the price opening, there was a straightaway drop, and the price came down and tested the average. There was a lot of consolidation near 5960. The price took in the late evening session 5960 as a resistance and closed lower. So on Monday the price didn't went up to our expectation, but the next day, that was on 10th of December, the price opened above the previous day's price closing. So we got a clear indication that the market can still move higher to reach our weekly target of 6120. So what happened after that? The price went up. We all know that very clearly, and we made it very clear. 6060, you cannot take it very easy. It is a very good strong resistance, and we had explained it very clearly. You can also see that in this chart also. November 22nd, there was a failure. November 4th, you can see the date and time below. December 4th and also December 6th, so many times the price had failed this. So what happened on Tuesday? That was on 10th of December. The price went and tried to test the 6060. Whenever we say a support and resistance, it is not a single line, it is a zone. Then the price came down but closed within the key zone of 6000 and 6020, which is a great psychological zone. What happened on the next day? The price opened above the key zone, went and tested 6060 again, found a resistance, came down and closed within the same zone again. The next day the price got momentum, then the price went up, broke the 6060 as per our expectation, and the price tried to test 6120, our expected target, but it could not complete that completely. It just went near that and it found a resistance, like what happened on the previous week. You can see exactly near 6107 the price went up. So traders took their position a bit early. They didn't allow the price to completely test 6120. There was a failure, so the price came down, consolidated near 6060 for a long time. This is a decision area whether they should consider the 6060 as a support and move higher to break 6120, so that it can continue its trend in the upper side. But what happened after that? The price took it as a resistance as usual, because we know 6060 acted as a very strong resistance, and the price came down, it came down just below 6000 zone, and after that it went up and closed above 6034. So this was the entire price action that happened in the last week crude oil market. On summing up to this, we could see there was a lot of resistance around 6060, like what happened on the previous week. The price tried its best to put something above 6060, but there was a constant failure, so the price came down. Now let us see the open high low close analysis for the week. If we compare the last week price opening with the previous week, we may notice that last week price opened above the previous week. It could not create a new low compared to the last previous week, and the highs are equal. This is the area which and where we should put a lot of importance. The high it could not create a new high, and the high, both the highs are equal. The price closing, you may notice that on the previous week the price closed around 5980. Last week the price closed above the key zone of 6020, that is 6034. This had created a difference. So what we can do today, how we can position ourselves in crude oil for this week, because this week is quite important, and we should be very careful while trading this week, because the contract expires in the mid of this week. So we are going to continue with the last contract itself. We are not going for the new contract. So on based upon the NYMEX price directions, we can come to a conclusion today. The price of crude oil can open near the same area where it had closed. We are predicting the price opening based on NYMEX price direction. We don't take into account the rupee and dollar factor. Of course, it is also very important, since we are posting our video presentation very earlier, we could not take that into account. Now let us see what are the possible outcomes for buyers and sellers. On seeing the last 2-week price action, just take from December 4th. From December 4th, the price was trading having, it is always a great struggle. If you see this blue color boxed 6000 and 6020 zone, so many times the price had tried, and there was a lot of participation within the traders in this particular zone. So that is the reason you see a lot of candlesticks in this particular area, because people are trying to put the price just above 6020, so that it can clear all the psychological zone of 6000 zones. So how we can position ourselves is that if the price is opening as per our expectation above 6020 or near 6040, today it should put a closing above this 6060, which is the key resistance zone. We need a price closing above 6060 in order for the crude oil to give a clear direction for the buyers. That can pull lot of buyers, because so many people or so many traders are watching in this particular area what is happening around 6000 and 6020 zone. And also, if you see the moving average, it is slowly coming down and converging into the 6000 and 6020 zone. Whenever the moving average is entering into the key support or resistance zone, it turns into a very valuable decision making zone. In order to identify the trend, we had drawn a trend line connecting the low that was created on 13th of December and also the low connected on 2nd of December. Of course, trend lines are also very effective support and resistance line. If the price is expected to move in line with the trend with whatever we had drawn with the help of the trend line, it should not break this. So for buyers today, you should get a closing above 6060, so that can pull lot of buyers, so it can easily break 6120 and reach the next target zone of 6160. As you all know, every week we are targeting 100 points in crude oil, and of course all the weeks we used to get it and we used to achieve our result, but sometimes we miss that with few points, like what happened last week, just with 10 points. But today and for this week, for buyers you need a closing above 6060. But if the price is coming down and if there is any closing below 6000 zone, then it is going to be selling pressure, and it is going to be the end of buyers buying in crude oil, because lot of consolidation happened in this zone. Any closing below 6000 zone will trigger a lot of selling, so the price will come and reach 5000 and 5920 and even 5860 also. It can come down drastically. Be very careful while taking your entry in crude oil, because the contract will also expire, so minimize your risk based upon your positioning. So these are the two possibilities which we are expecting in crude oil. One is we need a strong price action. The price should stay completely above 6000, 6020. The second part, we need a closing above 6060 so that a lot of buyers will participate and push towards the target zone of 6160. If the price is coming down or closing below 6000 zone, it is going to be the seller's market. Be very careful while trading. Today's price opening is also very important, so watch the market very carefully. Thanks a lot for watching our videos. Happy trading. Take care. Bye.